Hello everybody, Grace here, and today is another coffee date. I really enjoyed these series. If you're new to my channel, coffee date is kind of like my place to vent, answer questions, give advice, etc. And I enjoy a hot cup of coffee in the process. Today I really wanted to talk about high school. I'm no longer in high school. I've already graduated, but there's a lot of things that are still I'm still kind of bitter about and still kind of lingering or harboring feelings about. So there are a lot of things I hated about high school. High school is probably the most miserable time of my life. Um, but one of the things that really bothered me was I personally took a lot of AP classes, and if you're not sure what AP classes are, you might not have them where you live, etc. But AP classes are advanced placement classes, which means you could take a class in high school, at your high school, that's supposed to be college material courses, and at the end of the year you take an exam, and if you pass that exam, you can earn college credits. It is like if you take advanced placement classes or AP classes, you're basically this elitist student and everyone should respect you because you take harder material classes. I took these classes because I personally really enjoy school. I really like the learning aspect, and I knew I'd be challenged that way. I mean, and of course, getting a college credit is always a plus. My strongest subject was not math. So my math classes, I started out taking like pre-AP classes, which means they're classes that would prepare you to the higher level classes, but you don't get credit for it. It's just kind of the same routine, I suppose. I started out taking pre-AP algebras and stuff like that, and I just was not very good, so I decided that it would be better for me to take either honors or regular math classes. So I was very much exposed to both the AP environment classroom and then the regular / honors environment. And it's always bothered me how much people thought AP students were literally the best students ever, and they're all going to succeed in life, and they're such hard workers and they're so amazing, which yes, most of them are. Well, a good majority are, but I think people think just because they take such higher level classes, they're just upstanding citizens. One thing I always hated about that, like stigma that, these AP students were literally, untouchable, was the fact is they were the biggest cheaters. Yes, cheaters I have ever met. There's so many times I was in classrooms and, say, there was a pop quiz or there's a test that everybody forgot about. I would have people around me in my AP classes, texting their friends real quickly, being like, what's the answer? What's the answers? Or, having a friend who was in an earlier period who already took the test, basically give them what they need to study for, or basically the answers. And it always bothered me because, or they would like share answers and whatever, and I don't know, it wasn't, I didn't, it's very hard to be in an environment where you think everybody's gonna work as hard as you and care as much as you do about the actual education value and not just passing. And I understand most schools basically only care if you pass or not. Like, I'm the type of person that I might have not always gotten the best test grades because I personally kind of don't have a very good organized mind to like study and memorize things. It's very hard for me, but I still find myself pretty intellectual and pretty intelligent. It's just I could never, I guess, put that on paper, and a lot of schools think if you can't put it on paper, then you are obviously not as smart as these other kids who are going behind teachers' backs and cheating anyway and sharing answers. Not gonna lie, I've had my fair share of, I forgot to do homework and I'm kind of, I really need those extra points, so I might ask a friend for their homework and copy. I'm not downing on anyone who does that unless they do it all the time and that's all they rely people for and they're just mooching off of people. It's just, personally, if I forgot there was an exam or a test or something, I would just stick up my head and just be like, you know what? I may fail this test, but gosh darn it, I am not a cheat. I mean, my opinion's probably the negative opinion or the unpopular opinion, if I may say, because half of these kids or half of the people that are watching probably do the same things. And it's not that I really have anything against people who do that. It's just, I don't want that stigma there where, these AP students are thought of as gods amongst people and that they can do no wrong, when in fact, they're doing the same things kids in honors classes are doing, but just technically more of it since you have more homework and tests to do. So technically, and also in a lot of in a lot of regular classes, a lot of the kids had the same mentality as me. If they forgot there was an exam, they just did it. They didn't, they knew they probably wouldn't have, they probably knew they weren't going to get, the best grade ever, but they knew that, it is what it is. And I just, that's kind of how I feel about those kind of things. I feel like I'd rather give it my best even if I wasn't prepared than basically cheat and lie and, just to make myself look like I'm such a smart and intelligent person. And the funny thing of it all is these kids or these my fellow students, they would basically cheat on these exams, know the answers beforehand, maybe even know most of the answers, whatever. And then when they got their test back, they would be like patting themselves on the shoulder as if, their A was something they really earned. I mean, it's easy to get an A if you're getting all the answers beforehand. So that always kind of bothered me too, because they knew they were cheating and they knew, what they were doing wrong and that they weren't even giving an effort to, make sure they knew the material on their own. And then they're like, oh, another A. And it's just like, yeah, does that A mean anything to you if you're just cheating? And I understand a lot of these AP students that are going to be like, but I have 7 other AP classes to study for, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, you're the one who chose to take those classes. I mean, me personally, I wanted to take AP classes, but I didn't take AP classes in classes I knew I would have an extremely hard time understanding, like math. I chose to take a simpler math class because I knew I would learn better that way instead of pressuring myself and then cheating. And, I cheated in this AP calculus class and I didn't learn anything, and that's not going to help me when I go to college. Pick what's best for you and don't try to, be one of these kids that, think, oh, just because I take all these AP classes, I'm a god amongst humans. You really need to set yourself and think about yourself. And I'm talking to students who are currently in high school, about to enter high school. If you have the AP program at your school, at your high school, please know that when you take these classes, they are, I recommend taking AP classes. I think, I don't know about your school, but my school, I enjoyed every AP teacher I had, actually. And, they actually really care about teaching because they know their students, are really, more focused and they care about the classes because they chose the classes. So I recommend taking AP classes, but take AP classes in something you're interested in, so you'll be more motivated to learn and not cheat. Or take classes you think you might manage, or maybe you have a lot of friends in and you can do study parties or whatever. But don't, if you're going to cheat, my point is, I'm sorry if I'm going all over the place here. I'm just kind of ranting, and this is what this whole, coffee date thing is about. But basically, if you feel the need to cheat on everything, you need to really sit back and think about your priorities and think, maybe I shouldn't be in this class if I'm having anxiety and, being overpressured, because, no one's forcing you to take these classes. Basically, I just kind of want to shed light on people who, are in AP classes or want to take AP classes. Just stop having this holier than thou attitude about, just because you're in AP classes does not mean you're better than anyone else, because you are cheating just like everybody else. On those kids who think AP students are, stuck up kids, yes, most of the time they are. I will admit, I sometimes had a, stigma and, an ego about it, but just know that they're just like you and they are basically advanced cheating. To anyone, teachers or whoever might watch this, just please don't think that just because a student is taking X amount of AP classes that they really are God's gift to earth, because in reality they're just like every other student. They're just trying to get those grades, and just because they're doing it at a higher level does not mean that they are not willing to cheat. Woo! So that was basically my rant of the day. I'm sorry if I hurt anyone's feelings. A lot of this stuff is also aimed towards me and how I used to act sometimes, at least about having the ego. But, I think this is a discussion everybody is always thinking about if they've ever been in that situation. So that is it. Please be sure to like this video if you agree with what I have said. Leave a comment if you have a similar story, or you just want to suggest about me something to talk about. Blah, 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 I just totally ruined that. If you have a suggestion you want me to talk about, please leave it in the comments down below, or you can ask in my ask box on Tumblr, and all of my links, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, will be in the description bar down below. And please make sure to subscribe if you want to be notified when I make a new video, and I hope you enjoyed this coffee date. Cheers, and I will see you later. Bye.